I want to touch base today, something with you guys. Um, Being honest and real about my life and the situations that arise sometimes unexpectedly or expectedly. I went to my rheumatologist yesterday. I suffer from a lot of fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, and arthritis in general. I'm always in a lot of pain. And she told me she couldn't do anything else for me anymore. She stopped my medications because they really weren't working, you know. So she recommended physical therapy and water therapy. Not aerobics therapy, but water therapy with a therapist, which is goes through your medical insurance. And my concern was, yes, I'll do anything, but financial-wise, I'm not working. So her medical assistant said that I can go maybe one time, and from then on, see what they do and go to a pool. Well, my daughter has a pool where she lives, and maybe I can do them there. That's an option. But anyway, I called the insurance, and each time I would go to therapy, and it's a minimum of 3 times a week, it will be $35 copay. I cannot afford that. I can't. I'm on too many medications that I'm paying right now, and copays. And I'm pretty sure I have to come up with the money, partial money for my surgery when I do my sleeve. So anyway, all these kind of stuff are in my head right now. So I'm here trying to relax and take a moment of prayer and think my thoughts through. I'm going through a lot of stress. My weight loss this week has been on hold. I haven't lost anything. I think part is due to the stress that I'm in. My body just is all kind of wired up. I'm also, a lot of things have not gone the right way or the correct way or whatever you want to call it. I applied. I'm having a difficult also with my house payments. Of course, I'm not working since June. And I applied through this program called Florida's Hardest Hit, because I live in Florida. It's a program for Floridians. If you have a hardship through no fault of your own, you apply and they'll help you pay up to 6 months of your mortgage and probably try to remodify it or something like that. So I went ahead and applied. And I got an answer yesterday stating that my application is denied because I don't fit the hardship through no fault of your own. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I appealed it. How can being ill and almost stroking out and having to stop to work and having all the conditions that I have, which I'm pending disability, that's another thing, I don't know if I'll get it or not, be my fault? It's not my fault that I have a heart condition. It's not my fault I have high blood. I mean, how could that be my fault? So anyway, I'm very upset about that, and I just resubmitted an appeal and see what happens. It's in God's hands. If it's meant for me to stay in this home, I will. If it's not, then I have to move forward. I mean, I have no choice. But, I'm just praying about all my situation and taking it a day at a time. I'm not alone. Many people in my area have lost their homes, and everybody's struggling. And, I've never been a materialistic person. Yes, I have a nice 4-bedroom home just for me and my husband and whatever. But you know what? I'm as happy. You make your home whatever. I've traveled. My kids I have a son that was in the Navy. My daughter's in the Army. And when I traveled to see them and we stayed in a hotel, I made that hotel my own home. I take picture frames, I put flowers. My kids come in and say, Mom, wow, this looks like home. I bring my own kitchenware and my pressure cooker and cook for them. I mean, that's how I am. I make a tent my home. So I'm not worried about that. The not knowing. I want to know that where am I going to be when my surgery time comes, if I'm going to be here or kicked out the door. But, I'll just take it a day at a time and put it in God's hands. And that's about it, guys. I'm just praying, and I'm praying for all of you guys this week that are having surgery, and all the ones that are pending surgery. You're always in my mind. I'm always praying whether I know you or not, and you'll be fine. And let me give you an idea what my husband said. He says, well, since you can't afford to go to the therapy, take the one-time lesson, and then guess what? We have a lake back here you can swim. don't think so. Let me give you a little quick, now that I mentioned, see that house back there? With the, it has a lanai, that deck. Okay. And this is for you all that have a temper. I live in a Navy military community. This is a subdivision. That house back there, my neighbor, he recently did that deck on his own, day after day after day by himself, for his wife because she wanted a deck. He worked so hard on it. Sometimes I complain because of the noise and all the junk he had out there. But to make it a long story short, they went out one night, partying, drinking, dancing. They got into an argument, and he was in the back seat of the car. She took out her gun, and she shot him twice in the chest, and he died. This happened shortly. It came out on the news and everything. Now, she's in jail for murder, or whatever they charged her with, I guess. He's dead. Her daughter, the daughter they have in common, without a mommy and daddy, and his other daughter from a previous marriage without a daddy. So, what you do in that little moment, that little second time in your lifetime, can last forever. Even words. When you say something nasty, something hurtful to somebody, in that little moment, think your thoughts through, think your actions through first, please, before you do them, because it can last a lifetime of pain. I can't address that enough. And I always say that to everybody. I used to be, when I was younger, of course, I used to be like, I immediately, went ahead and said, it's okay to be to the point and be open and everything, but sometimes you gotta be careful, I think. You never know people's minds, how they work. So be careful, just think through your thoughts before you open your mouth and say something that you're gonna regret forever. Everybody's a human being, even though they have a tough shell and they act tough. Inside, they have a heart, and they have feelings. And that's about it. And I'm telling you guys, I have a lot of troubles, a lot of stuff in my head, but I'm happy. I'm happy because I have joy. I have God in my life. I have a good family, and everything else will fall in place. And He will have a plan for me. What it is, I have no idea. That's a surprise and adventure to be. But He does. And you guys, whatever's worrying you today, don't worry about it. Leave it in God's hands. Okay? Leave it in God's hands. He'll take care of you. He's in control all the time. Thank you guys. Love you and God bless. Goodbye.